We all make mistakes in life. It's just unavoidable, unfortunately. But sometimes we make some big ones and we wonder how on earth are we going to bounce back from this one? What would you say?
Well, when my kids were growing up, I used to say that I was so good at mistakes that it was listed as a skill on my resume. And what I was trying to do was teach them that it was okay to make mistakes and try and build confidence because I didn't have that then. So I was faking it. And so that worked for a long time until the kids were a little bit older and they called me on it and wanted to see my resume. So, oops. But through that process, I learned to really embrace those mistakes and see them as gifts. Um, so for every mistake or every heavy duty thing you have come against you, if you look for the good in it or you try and reframe it into something more positive, you can get through just about anything. It's um, when we start to go towards guilt and shame that those are roadblocks to us creating wonderful opportunities of change. So mistakes are number one. I value those moments. They're not easy, but when I come through the other side of something really horrific and I've made mistakes along the way, but I learn from it, I really have won the prize. And that's the harvest coming from the inside out instead of the outside in. So,
Uh, Sometimes we see a lot of teenagers that, just because they haven't experienced maybe as much big wide world thing and gone through a lot of hits, but and struggle sometimes to come back from a big mistake.
mm-hmm.
So, how would you encourage or advise in someone trying to bounce back from a big mistake?
Bring it to the light. So important. We all screw up, we all fall down, and nobody is exempt from that. Even if it's just a little stumble and you're hurting from it, I would just encourage you to bring it to somebody, bring it to the light, and acknowledge you're wrong, and seek forgiveness if you must, and prayer, and get up and walk onward again.
I mean, we all make mistakes in life, um, and we just continue to make them. But what advice would you give to somebody who's just feeling like they've made a big mistake that they probably can't bounce back from?
There's hope. Definitely hope. You can come out of it. You need to be with the right people and just invite Jesus to come into your life, and you'll live victoriously, I believe, if you do that.
All right. What is there one biblical truth or one verse you would tell yourself to hold on to?
If I had to hold on to one biblical verse, it would be, "For God has not given me a spirit of fear, but one of power, love, and a sound mind." Holding on to each piece of self-esteem that you've been given and not letting go of that and counting on God to give you the love and the support that you need in order to make it through. I think that when I was growing up, it was difficult because we weren't given a lot of self-esteem. And I think that through that, it affected a lot of my life. So listen to the people that love you.
You would spend more time.
This wasn't difficult for me. I would spend more time with my ancestors. I grew up with a lot of beautiful people, But I never took the time for them, and I regret that today. I wish I had spent more time with, great aunts and uncles and grandparents and getting to know them and showing them love. It's vital, I believe.
And last one, what is one biblical truth I would tell myself to hold on to? So you can see yourself as a teenager. What would you grab yourself and say, hold on to this one thing?
That Jesus died for me. He saw all of me from the beginning to the end. And he said, I love you. And I want you. And I'm here for you. Hang on to that. Jesus loves you. Jesus died for you. Warts and all of it. And still he came. And one other that I want to throw in here as well is do unto others as you would have them do unto you.